Okay, it is done, my lord.
Oh, you can play a video and make it the background? Bruh. Wait a minute, give me a YouTube video. You know what, I have one. I take it all back.
I'm recording, I hope you know that.
That's okay.
Okay, fine.
I'm sorry, I need this. I need my life. I need to make sure to see if this works. I don't know if this is like not a direct feed. Oh, it needs to be a stream. Maybe if I give it like a Twitch stream or something.
Where are you trying to link it?
Apparently, you can make videos in the back. Anyway, not important. Oh boy, it's been a while, right, guys?
Oh boy.
Is everyone here? Do we have roll call?
Hello, hi,
Yes.
I'm here.
Okay, let me get rid of this shit so it's actual darkness so I can actually use it.
Dark.
I'm sorry, Pumpkin.
That's okay. Pumpkin!
I can't believe Nick missed that entire just garbage stream.
It was Garbo. True Garbo.
I couldn't help it. I was on my way.
Oh, I totally understand. It was just a classic. It was just like a classic. Not even Polar, just Cardians. Just trash.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And you would, naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure, see. And after several nights, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. Then you would get...
Wait. Oh, wait. Wait. That's not... No, wait. That's not... That's the first... That's the theme song for... Wait a minute. Where am I?
Yeah?
So...
When was I asleep?
Quietly ooh-woos.
Oh, woo, you woo.
Nah.
Oh.
Nah.
I don't like that.
I think you just got dumpster, Andrew.
I got dumpster. I'm all stinky.
If you're here, now would be a great time.
Great time what?
You. I'm not talking to you, right?
Not the spooky song. That means something bad's gonna happen.
Thought everything was gonna be nice and happy on this Halloween day.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen? We're gonna fucking sit down and have a tea party?
Halloween's for
I
happy
would like one.
trick-or-treaters.
I'm turning my porch light off, so none of the monsters can come get me.
Did you say off?
Yeah. No trick-or-treating here. Get out of here, demons.
I don't think they're trick-or-treating right now anyways. I think it ends at like 8.
See,
I'm happy that the demons listen to timing curfews.
Yeah, see, when you said demons, I was like, I would think turning the light off would only make them more welcome.
That's only for rural, Nick.
Look, alright? I don't make the rules.
No, I do, and I have my porch light off, so they can't come in.
Well,
So say it the king.
Well, shit, I guess you're right.
That's right. So come back next year, demons. You're too late.
Alright. Alright, the audience is getting restless. I'm here. Sorry I'm late.
No.
Sorry you're late. You didn't talk, and then they started talking, so I could barely hear you.
Look, listen. Alright, I had some business I had to take care of, alright? It's fine now. It's fine.
Business you had to take care of? What He gestures to the room, his hands explode. Your business is my business.
Yeah, I know that, which is why I was trying to check up on things. It's been a while.
Yeah, what do you mean it's been a while? Like an hour?
Sir, are you not aware of how long it's been?
He gestures. Tell me!
Sir, it's been like 5 months.
5 months? We don't have time here.
Well, that's actually kind of complicated, because we sort of do, but we also kind of don't.
I don't even listen in fade logic.
Yeah. I mean,
Just, what the hell happened? Alright, I take a small nap for 30 minutes, and everything goes to shit! Probably. What happened?
I mean, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to find out to see if things have gone to shit, you know?
Find out? It's been 5 months and you don't know if things have gone to shit?
Well, sir, with all due respect, without you around, everything's gone a bit... Oh... Everyone's kind of lost their way, alright? There hasn't been direction, as it were.
Direction. Good one! Direction. Clever.
Yeah.
I think you're funny. That's good.
I'm hilarious.
Audience cheers.
Yeah, they do.
Woo, yeah!
Thanks. Snaps into a corner. Okay. Puns aside. Puns aside! Puns aside, puns aside, puns aside. Well, what's happening? What? Go. Give me the skinny. Give me the fat. I don't know what they call it. Give it to me. I want all of it.
Alright, okay. Let's go down. So they were last week.
Wait. I don't care about any of the other shows. Only the one.
The Europus, sir?
Yes. I don't give a shit about Skyward Warriors or Phase R Us or that one about people in the middle of Carlsville. Whose idea was that anyway?
I mean, that's not actually one of ours. That's like that's someone else, I think.
Is the New Yorker one out?
I don't know. I think the New York one's still in the works at this point.
I don't think that's ever coming out.
No. Shame.
Whatever. Who
Such a
cares?
good idea.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. We're moving on from this.
It's not
Sometimes a franchise gets too big. You know, like the MCU, the miraculous carrot union. Famous.
Yeah, well, they have George, Franklin, Billy, and Batman, and they do their thing. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Of course, everyone. It's not even. I don't even know how to bring it up. As if we have someone who would be looking at it. He looks off at the camera, and the audience laughs. Alright, come on.
Alright, okay. So where to start? Alright. So before you took your nap, as it were, sir, they were, I believe they were going down, like, the list of gathering together certain components.
Would they get like 2 of those?
They got a couple,
Plot is so convoluted.
Well, yeah, you know.
Who wrote this shit?
Well, you hired him, I don't know. Okay, so they had gotten some of them, but some of them had gone.
Wait, give me no. It's okay. Wait, I don't even remember which part we're on. Give me the whole thing. I want the whole thing. I want to know what we covered. But do it fast.
All right, so they were amassing the stuff together for the wait, the whole
thing, as if we had, I don't know, 4 to 5 people watching or interacting with the show that may not have had the same month. Just not everything. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Like, does that include who we are, or?
Well, they don't know who we are.
No, they don't know who we are, but do we want them to know? I mean...
I don't know, maybe. It'd be good to, like... Seems like most of them figured it out anyway, so, like, a cold cut to that wouldn't be a bad...
Yeah, it wouldn't
be
like,
awful.
There's a sudden cut to black, and then, like, it cuts back to the two of them, like, sat down in chairs, facing directly into the camera. Hi, hello.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like this.
But we're not doing that. Yet. We need the Spark Notes.
Okay.
Just like super high level.
Super high level? Like what?
You know what? I'll do it myself. We got Guardians. They're that organization. They do the thing where they kill monsters. They're like supernatural bounty shit.
Oh,
we got these.
Generally.
Yeah,
right.
so what do you think I was talking about? I don't know, some kind of pirate-based campaign?
I don't fucking know, maybe?
Or, I don't know, some spaceship campaign where all the spaceships are like normal boats, but they go through space? Kind of like that movie, Treasure Island.
Yeah, the movie where it's the adaptation of Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson.
Exactly. It's an adaptation.
Treasure.
No, Treasure Island
on a planet, and they get treasure from the planet.
Yeah, I know.
It's called Space
Treasure Island.
Adventures.
No, Treasure Island is the remake of Treasure Planet that was based off the Twilight Zone.
I think
you're wasting my time.
Okay, so they hunt the monsters, they do the stuff, they get roped into the criminal organization, and they try to retain what reality they have against the crushing realities of the business that they found themselves conscripted into. Is that fair?
That was incredible. Now, go back to what you were doing before. Make it quick.
Okay, so they were looking in where the knife had gone, I believe, but the vessel had been taken by a strange creature they hadn't seen before. Her name was Dancer. She had Christmas light. They had gotten some. Say again, sir?
She had the bucket. That was her thing.
Yeah. She had that thing. They went and looked around some of. You remember Susan? Do I need to tell you who Susan is?
She's I know who she is. She's the mistress.
Oh yeah.
With the really bad pun name.
Yeah.
Right.
So she, they went to look more around her place, and they found some ink and junk. What else? They're still looking into the knife. They need to find out about that.
They know who the bad guy is yet?
No. Well, I mean, they might, but like, they don't have all the clues yet.
I feel like they figured it out.
All of them.
It's pretty obvious.
They've probably figured it. Somewhat.
Rush it along.
I mean,
I can't do this for another 12 years or however long that 2 seasons took. Let's just get this over with, right? Let's just rush it over.
Yeah, right. Okay. So
what's been happening in the last 5 months?
Well, that's the business I was trying to conduct. Basically, without the influence that we provide, everyone's kind of gone off and done their own thing.
What do you mean their own thing? Like they started a scrapbook club? What do humans do? Scrap.
Just kind
Is
of
that bad?
went.
Sorry.
Like Katarin just like went.
He just went? Wait, how do you do that?
BB's gone.
Wait, she's what?
Well, now, yeah, BB's gone too.
Where the hell did she go?
I knew that I would tell you. But
Didn't we kill her?
So I can't. It was just one day, just poof, off she goes.
Jesus Christ. What? That's like half of Raven's motivation. Now he's gonna bitch and whine about depression for the rest of the... Now we especially have to end it.
5 of them.
What?
Yeah, we'll probably have to like.
Sorry, you're cutting out. Use your microphone. Oh. Come on, wake up. My phone has died.
Oh no!
Well, that's just great. In the middle of a conversation with my assistant, and he can't even get the words out to tell me what happened.
It's like I'm fading in and out of himself.
It's like, I know I just woke up, but let's like try to keep your ephemeral state constant for like 15 seconds. Poor boy.
Oh no!
My... Shark, are you my boy? Alright. It's fine. I can cover if you'd like. It might have to be.
Type it.
Are we able to change server, maybe?
That's not a bad idea. Second. It's been a while since I've messed with the settings. There we go. Let's just go to the UK. Can I do that?
Hello?
Hello.
I
Hello.
can hear you now.
Why is there not a European server? Oh, Europe. There we go. Oh, let's see how that goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Hey,
Alright, we're in Europe now.
fantastic. Hello.
Okay, let's try again.
You're
You
so
already
much
sound
more-
better.
So much more crispy. I love it.
I'm sure the rest of us are gonna die now, though.
Oh no.
Whatever, we'll see what happens. Because at least to get through this part, you might as well.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Alright. Anyways, after finally readjusting where everything was,
Hey, I exist again. Woohoo! Alright.
mostly exists.
So, yeah, it's fine. Okay, so,
You're saying something about BB left. Apparently, she decided to move out, which we can do now in, this locked universe that we're in. But that's fine.
yeah, we still don't really know the mechanics of when or how or why it happened. It just sort of did.
The hell do you mean? I literally control the rules of how this goes. The way people breathe here is by my rule. And you're telling me it just sort of happened. We don't.
So, with respect, if you're not conscious all the time, then you can't. Then the rules don't.
And whose fault is that?
Uh,
Don't answer. Don't answer. Alright, so where's the rest of them?
Alright,
Did they all leave? Did you give them a
No.
train pass and a parting gift?
No, they didn't. They didn't leave per se. They just sort of deviated.
Good.
Let me explain what I mean. Okay, so
Boy.
going down the list here.
You know what? Obviously your voice isn't working because you're so scared. But you should just write down whatever you have to say to me.
I can hear him just fine.
Oh,
Did we lose
Kareem,
a
that it's
Kareem?
doing. Hello?
Aw.
Everyone's dying.
That timing was absolutely beautiful. It wasn't Discord. My internet just died.
Oh no. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
we,
no,
were,
you guys-
we were saying
you
like
guys
we
are
could
still
hear,
cutting out.
we could hear it fine.
So I was on it. What was the last thing I said?
No, you guys are still cutting out.
Are
I'm
we?
sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, 'cause I can hear you just fine.
Like, cause I'll just get little snatches and it'll be like, no, come back.
Oh, now he's alive.
Oh.
Well, he needs to hear us.
Thing.
So maybe if we go back to the other server and then Shark types.
We can do that.
Yeah.
This works.
Sorry, Shark.
It's not your fault. It's
We
Or
believe in you.
Skype. Would Skype work?
Good try,
Skype? You say Skype? You
Yes.
you come to my house? My home?
Discord has been having issues lately.
Well, I also don't have Skype anymore.
Kareem.
Because I'm not an animal.
Right.
I have Skype for business.
you monstrous creature.
I'm sorry, Skype is not the thing I have access to. I don't know, Shark sounds like you're alive.
I seem to be alive for the moment.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. So, who do you want me to start with first?
It'll just go in order.
Okay. So, start with Jackie, I guess.
No,
Just
no, the first one is
to deal with. Or do you want to hear about first?
the order's right there. It's in order. I see you have a list there.
I do have a list. Yes, thank you. I'm getting mixed up. I'm sorry. Okay, so
Alright.
Patience. He got married.
He got what?
Yeah, they got hitched.
God.
They got married. He officially adopted Elise, I think her name is. Yeah, her. And then they kind of semi-retired, and also both they had a bunch more kids.
They had they're like 60!
They adopted a couple. I don't know what you want.
Well, not 5 kids! What am I gonna do with that? I guess it's actually helpful. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I'll just take them.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, show me though, show me.
Okay. Let's go to. Yeah. Should we go to their home?
No, let's go to their fucking backyard or some shit. What do you mean? Of course we're gonna go to their home.
All right.
Kids in 5 months. That's what Shark said too when I told him that. He didn't know anything about the human body. Sorry. So, Patience. You sit around a small coffee table with your 6 kids
Oh my god.
and your wife, your beautiful wife, who's pregnant again with twins.
Oh my god.
It's been 5 months and you have 1 million children.
Are you sure
What
you
do
don't
do?
want to dumb down those numbers? Because it's kind of ridiculous.
Nope, you have 6 kids.
Oh,
They're jumping around, and they're also, some of them are babies, some of them are fully grown.
no, what?
One of them
It's
is being an
been
edgy
5
teenager right
months.
now. Yep, it's been 5 months. And I need you to, that you've called your children to dinner around this very small dining table. Would you like to, how you address your family, Patience?
What is it? It's dinner?
It's dinner, yes. You've started a dinner meal, and it's a roasted watermelon in the middle of the table. It's very, very one of your favorite dishes to have with the 8 kids.
The 8 kids, the number just keeps growing.
Whole family recipe. Oh, Dad! I don't want to have roast watermelon again.
Son, we've had this discussion before.
Ah, I hate you! You know I'm allergic to watermelon!
No, you're not.
I am, Dad! I'm literally rashing up! I rash up every time! Why do you not listen to me?
Then I would not be feeding you watermelon, son.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
They keep walking it, right? My 12 children, my 30 children.
One of your other kids walks in, it's your daughter, Elenia. Oh. Yay! Daddy, I love roast watermelon! Why don't you tell me a story about how your family learned the roast watermelons recipe?
Well, all started long ago, when I was just a wee lad. And then he goes and tells the story.
I don't want a flashback right now. I'm trying to understand what happened to these idiots.
Yeah.
And you come back from the flashback and all 14 of your children are listening.
I was saying, while he's telling the story, like, he's got an arm around Daisy's shoulder and stuff. And it's just fucking, like, the most, like, adorable thing ever.
Of course.
Obviously.
And Daisy says nothing, because she's just so happy. Oh no, she said something.
She did.
Yes. Your father about the watermelon. Patience, are you going to serve your family watermelon?
Yes, and other food, I'm sure.
Yeah, so you go to cut the watermelon.
Yes.
A bowl of trail mix.
Okay.
And your knife is now a spoon, so you're scooping.
Okay, yes. Guys, we're all dreaming, by the way.
No, this is real.
Okay,
This
sure.
is real. Is there anything... Oh, continue, sorry.
The spoon and the trail mix, yes.
Of course,
We're gonna
thanks,
do the,
Dad.
I'm sure I got
Thanks, Dad! I hate you, Dad.
I love you all so very deeply.
I love you too, though, because, like, honestly, having a support father figure in my life has been a really powerful experience.
And he does, like...
But you know I'm allergic to trail mix!
Well, he have a strawberry.
You give him a strawberry.
Yes.
Thanks. All your children love you, Patient. Except Melissa. We don't... Melissa.
No! My children. All of them.
Melissa eyes you from the back of the room with her dark, raven-colored hair.
What?
When you look at her, you only feel darkness in her heart. You were never able to get a good grasp on Melissa.
Was she adopted?
Melissa wasn't adopted, she came from your womb.
What?
Your loins. She's your flesh and blood. In fact, she looks just like your mother.
Okay.
You're not gonna say anything to Melissa? She sits in the corner of the room and glares at you.
I invite her over to have dinner.
She growls. Not like an animal. Like a kid does. Like a legit kid.
Well, then I make her a plate and I take it over to her.
Take it over to her and she glares at you.
Sure. Darling, here's your dinner.
I don't want your dinner, old man. She slaps it out of your hands.
Well, that wasn't very nice. You go to your room right now.
Fine. I'm gonna go there and do edgy teenager things because I hate you more than Justin hates you. Justin's like, oh. And then Melissa stomps off, but first she steps on your shoe. And then punches you, and then she leaves. But it's like a kid punch. You know? And then she leaves. And she spits on the floor. The worst.
Okay.
And then she leaves, and you're so hurt, Patience. I need you to roll resolve composure.
Okay. I got two.
Patience, you look at your wife, the love of your life. You look at her, and it's so hard. You know, raising these 20 kids alone with her. It's so hard. You hold back the tears because you remember the things you've done together, what you've been through. You know, you lost your daughter, your wife, your mom, your other daughter probably, and then after this, like, you've been on these adventures with your coworkers, and you found the love of your life after being her sexy secretary, and then you knew you had to settle down with her. You look her in the eyes, and you wish you could do something about Melissa.
I'm gonna go make another plate and take it to her room.
Okay, you Roy.
I'm gonna be a good
cook.
father, and
I need you to of course, I need to do a wits crafts to cook soup for her.
Uh-oh.
Because now there is a hot pot in the middle of the table.
Yes, a 3.
A 3. You cook a very, very good hot pot side of. And so do you take this meal up to your daughter?
Yes, I take it to my daughter.
Alright, you go to Melissa's door.
I do a gentle
closed.
knock on the door.
Of course. She doesn't burp, that's me.
Melissa.
What do you want? Yeah.
Honey, I'd like to talk to you. Will you open the door?
The door's not locked. But yeah, she doesn't respond.
May I come in?
Do whatever you want, it's your house.
He'll open the door. And he'll step
Alright.
in and he'll sit down.
You walk into a medieval themed room, as it always has been.
As it always has been. Complete with Iron Maiden.
Yes, completely an Iron Maiden and a small pony that is allergic to strawberries. Oh, Tokidori, that's the name of the pony that you love so much. It's almost like 29th Kid, too. And... sorry, go on.
Darling, I know we've been through this before. And I know you're having a hard time. It's how it is in this stage of life. But you just gotta eat the watermelon.
It's now a slice of cake.
And he presents it.
She takes the cake slowly, and she says, Fine. Takes a bite of the oyster.
See, it weren't so bad.
And then she looks away, but it's a I got you, like kids do when you win. I understand. But they don't want to say anything because they're children.
Okay. Well, when he gets up, he's gonna do that annoying father thing and ruffle her hair.
You do it. You ruffle the snakes in her hair. She looks up at you with, of course, the eyes you remember when she was but a bat 2 years ago.
Okay.
You know, when you saved her from Raymond's clutch. And you get up and you feel like you've done your fatherly duty. There's just something so amazing about being a father of all 6 children. In this normal house where you serve today with your wife, who is pregnant.
Okay.
We circle back to our other 2 individuals. One of them is just dumbstruck. Speak clearly. Absolutely confused. The other one is also dumbstruck. Completely confused. The inky boy. He stares at his assistant and says, "What the fuck was that?" You know what? Don't answer. I don't want you to answer. I don't want anyone to answer because Jesus Christ. It's like, is it that hard to make it human? I understand humans are confusing, but they're not that confusing. I can guarantee they don't have variable numbers of children that just change. That's more of a changeling. I'm just saying, you didn't have to apply that to him. It's not that hard. I know you guys are all fucking idiots here. Every single one of you. I know you can all hear me. Every single one of you. All 10 billion, however many there are. Alright, let's go to the next. looking at he looks at a paper, goes to the next. Jackie? What is she? Probably something. Pull up. It doesn't matter. We're gonna skip that one. He left. Ooh, this is a good one, Eric. I like him. That kid's got a problem. All right, let's do that one. That'll be good. It shouldn't be that. He's probably just getting bullied, right? Probably just getting. By Jack, he probably gave him a wedgie 5 months. Stupid nerd. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. 5 months. Fine. Give him 5 months. They just. What the fuck is this? And Eric. Wait. Somebody wheezed.
That's me. I don't know what the fuck is this.
Eric, over the last 5 months, this is a conversation that is kind of being had by two of them, but isn't. Over the last 5 months, you decided no more of this Ramin bullshit. No more of this being stepped on. No more of this Cardians. You're gonna take things into your own hands. Be the elite hacker you've always wanted to be. What was your hacker name?
I don't think he had one.
Oh, what was Ramin's? It was
Optimus Prime.
It was not Optimus Prime.
It was a fucking Transformer thing.
It was a Transformer thing. It was like
Was it Megatron Prime?
Megatron Prime.
Yeah, there it is.
So Eric, you said fuck it, enough of that. You took a gun, you shot Ramin, you killed him, killed him right there.
God.
You killed him straight. Then you said fuck it. And of course, the security guards were too distracted with fish to be able to stop. And so you left. With Ramin dead, you took his name. You became Megatron Prime.
Oh my god.
Fleeing slowly, you started with one computer, but as you gained power and money and justice, you created a warehouse and a team, slightly like Anonymous, but not Anonymous. It was called Unknown because you were not that creative, Eric. and you and your hot assistant, Jensica, have been hacking across the world. Have been hacking across the world, and currently our friends have zoomed in at the 5 month mark where you're doing your biggest hack yet. You're hacking the Australian government to free the kangaroos. And so Jensica walks up to you. Eric, I don't know if we can do this.
We made it this far. We can do this.
Oh my god. We're so hot and amazing at hacking. What's the plan? How are we gonna do it? Exactly, in very literal ways.
Alright, so here goes. And then he explains the plan.
He explains the plan, and Jensica just loses her mind. I never thought you would use an entire line of belts across the ocean from New Zealand to Australia, making a perfect exit plan. And then the thing with the fish coming from your backstory from when you killed the original Optimus or Megatron. It all came together. It all was there. See, this is why I love you. I mean, respect to you.
Jesus.
I need you to hack, Eric. This is it.
In these 5 months, did I get any better?
Of course you did. You get plus 10 dice.
Oh, fuck. Alright.
You also have a new pair of cool sunglasses.
Oh, fucking of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Also, one of your monitors is a bear mouse.
Oh,
Totally normal.
okay.
Jensica, also half wolf, but that's like unrelated.
Oh, alright. Okay, well, there's my hack.
Eric, you hacked the mainframe. What do you say before you press enter on your hack?
What do you think I'm gonna say?
Say it! Ah! And as you press it, we zoom out from this. And we go back to the room with our two friends. And again, dumbstruck. The assistant just absolutely cannot speak. out of pure embarrassment to the situation, probably. It wasn't even clever. It wasn't even creative. He just hacked. Do you even know what hacking is? I don't even think we know what computers are. One of his computers was made of peanut butter. I can tell you they're not made of peanut butter. I understand we don't know how they work that well. They're a little weird with the electric plastic. But they're not made of peanut butter, and they certainly don't have consciousness. That was a joke. The thing with the talking living robot, it's not real. Oh, stupid. We're a bunch of fucking morons. Oh my god, I gotta call him. I haven't called Jesus forever. 5 months? Alright, anyways. What about Raymond? What about him? And the assistant goes on and tells him about Raymond. He tells him... Okay. Times I forget how good I am. He tells him all about how Raymond went wall. He couldn't take it anymore. Ever since Ramin died, he found that as his out. He went AWOL, that's what I said. Ever since Ramin died, that was his out. He left. He left everything he loved. After BB left, he couldn't handle it anymore. He decided, time to put things into his own hand. It's very uncreative and similar to the Eric situation, but this time it was more Batman-like than Hackerman. He decided to become a dark specter of the poles. A man who fights for justice for those who no one fights for. He was like Arctic Bat. And currently on this 5-month zoom in, we come onto his dark stage alone, the night before he has to do some heroic anti-hero shit. And Raymond begins his dark speech about being depressed. He starts it now.
Dead men are heavier than broken hearts. And if I was a dead man, sleeping, the big sleep, I wouldn't be bothered by petty things. Oil, water, wind, air, it's not the same to any of these people. I just slept the big sleep, not caring the nastiness of how I died, or I fell. I was just part of the nastiness now. But I can be better. That's why I do what I do. I'm better.
And oh, sorry, I thought I was in a speech.
No, and it was I got better.
No. I was just saying the director starts talking and then it gets interrupted.
God.
And as your speech continues or stops, I'm not sure. A little werewolf girl walks up to you with something in her hand. She's part of the village that you're doing an anti-hero in.
Looks.
She hands you a small doll that's like a wolf but cute. She says, "Thank you, Mr." Says, waiting for you to introduce yourself.
He says nothing. He just looks over the doll.
I made this for you because I wanted to thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, Why? You laugh. You're messing up my flow.
I'm so sorry. Oh,
He looks at it, brushes some snow off it from whatever. I assume snow's falling.
yeah, of course. Of course. This is you.
Of course it is. Hands it back.
She, a single tear.
Don't thank me. Don't meet your heroes, especially me.
She cries and runs away.
She'll remember this moment.
I need you to roll a presence politics for justice look.
For what?
For justice look.
Presence politics. Can I argue presence? Something better. Socialize? Subterfuge?
No, there's nothing better. Presence politics.
I hate this. You're just forcing a politics roll.
No, you're not a doctor anymore. You can't do psychology.
Yeah, God, can I do?
I'm a doctor of darkness, and my only patient is justice.
Have I got? Do I have any bonuses for 5 months of doing
Of
this?
course, you get a plus 10
Okay, cool.
for justice bonus.
Justice.
The child that you turned away, was it one of my 40 children?
It was Melissa. You know her well.
Yeah, that's why I turned her away.
Yes, the little girl that you ran away crying actually flew away crying with her bat wings. She was also 1 inch tall. Your justice look, you look off. Where do you look? Do you look towards the village, towards the water, towards the sky?
No. I look towards myself.
Okay, lasers shoot internally and you die. I was gonna shoot lasers out of your eyes, but if you're looking at yourself...
Why you shoot lasers? If I knew lasers would come out of my eye.
You didn't. Blood splats. Jesus Christ, what was that? Is he dead?
No, I just need to feel something.
Stop talking! We're not in the flashback anymore. Oh my god, that one was the worst one yet. It wasn't even clever. It didn't even follow the trends of the previous ones with the, occasional peanut butter computer. She just flew away because it's like the flashback forgot what he was doing. Alright. Who does that leave? Dorian? Every book. I wish you were dead right now. What do you mean you don't know anyone either? So you're telling me that he's just gone? Just like the last one, you just gave him a train pass. And then as they argue, Dorian.
Hey, what's up? Hi.
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
No, Addie!
I got a gun.
Jeez.
It actually pans to the wrong character.
Well, don't leave me. Wait, my story.
Addie, this is...
Tell my story.
Yeah, I'm on a boat. Dorian, you had it in last 5 months. Your 5 months were not like the others.
Because it was actually 6 months. Hey.
Pretty early on, you seemed to notice things were getting a little wacky. And so you decided to dip. There's this wonderful thing you noticed, that if you were just quiet enough, it seemed like everything stopped doing what it was supposed to be doing. In the sense that people weren't really walking at all. Or maybe they were walking one direction, and then they just stopped and they just went the other way. And then sometimes you would just walk along a wall, and then it turns out that building wasn't a building anymore. And eventually you figured out, after like a week, there are these doors that lead to nowhere. These doors that you go, doors that you normally are like, oh, that's probably a broom closet, that's a fly closet, they're all closets, right? Not important for Dorian. But you decided this time you're gonna look in the closet. And you did, and nothing stopped you from it. And you found a whole different situation for this closet. Dorian, eventually you opened the doors and found what looked like an entire city. It was not normal. That's the first thing you said. It was this massive, marvelous metropolis. It seemed like everyone was doing something. They were all moving things, bringing things. It was like as if you had an entire city working on stage set. There was large spotlights. It's always nighttime. Occasionally you would see words appear in the sky. But besides that, the weirdest part was definitely the denizens. You suddenly remember when the tape took off of its tape outfit in the stapler tree. And it was like yeah, and there was like 3 people stacked on top of each other. This was a long time ago. But you're starting to remember all these different weird creatures you've been seeing for all these weird, it's like all of it's coming back to you. And you started to put things together. And so you spent 5 months sneaking around this place. You were sure you haven't been seen once. The rules to the place were confusing, but they were consistent. Normal directions and doors kind of didn't make sense. If you walked into a building, you would exit out some other door. Or if you jumped into a crate, you would appear in a break room. So it seemed random, but eventually you kind of got the flow of things, you know? There was a set of rules, and you were able to follow the door. And so once you were able to follow them, you were able to navigate the space, and you started to pick up on the little things, like what people were doing, where they were going, what they were working. Eventually you overheard some people talk. Some things, I should say. One of them looked like... The other one looked like a crane with, like, bug wings and 6 eyes on its chest. Don't worry about Crane Man. But they're having a conversation.
We're just gonna forget about Crane Man.
No, Crane Man and the Lamp were having a conversation. And Lamp's just drinking coffee by pouring it onto his stem. And was like, you know, yeah, these shows are really going off the rails. This whole, like, opus he's talking about, that's the most nonsensical of all of them. You know about that thing with patience? And then the crane speaks up and goes, Lamp goes, yeah, he had like 20 kids, and then 2. I mean, I don't know much about humans, because it's been a while. I miss my wife. But you don't have that many kids in 5 months. I know that for sure. He like vomits out blood, and then the Lamp goes, I know. And then somehow he lost both BB and Dorian. The Crane Man splits into 2 different Crane Men. And then the Lamp talks to the one on the right as if he was talking to him the whole time. And then Jackie became like a professional boxer. I mean, that one was just lame. It's not even worth talking about. And then the other crane stabs the crane on the right. And then he absorbs him into him, and he becomes 1 crane again.
Dorian's just watching, like, the Crane Man and just horror.
Dorian, it's absolutely disgusting and terrifying. Like, it's not okay. And the fact that the Lamp is okay with it makes you even more upset. The Lamp is upsetting you a lot.
He's like shifting his eyes, trying to pay attention and watching this. I was like, oh my god.
Anyway, man, I'll see you later. And the Lamp takes a gun, shoots itself, disappears. And the crane goes straight up through the ceiling. This is just like one of the many things that happens.
I'm just gonna blink that off. Okay, information.
Crane Man needs to chill. Tori, you eventually travel to Endless City, where every building represents like a show, a stage, or a studio. Something that you would find in like Hollywood lot, but times a million. And not making any sense at all. Oh, this is a good way to describe it. The place is like a dark, urban Alice in Wonderland nightmare.
Yeah, seems right.
You see a lot more of these creatures. They're more of objects mismatched together than they like living creatures, but they have like a fluid motion. They're like a bit. Some of them are more organic. Some of them are more physical. Some of them are huge. Sometimes you see the sky look at you. You think. Sometimes you swear to God the water's talking shit. But everything and nothing is alive here. And they all seem to specialize. Like I said, one's a lamp, one's a crane. You see these things, and there are repeats. Like there are a lot of these things, or there's a lot of these big stage lamp ones. You know the one I drew a long time ago where it's like they're like really tall shadow creatures. They have big like stage lamp faces. There's a bunch of those walking around. And yeah, I mean the way they talk is very much like that lamp conversation where they're having like they just feel like they're having a full-time job. They're like, oh yeah, see you later, Steve. They're like, it's normal to them. And they say depressing things like that wife thing sometimes, but most of the time they're like doing their job. If you want to try to do anything specific, I will give you an opportunity.
Have I been able to spy on these shows and what's happening with the other guys?
Yeah, you can spy on the shows.
So I know what's going on with Patience and his 20 kids.
Oh, you've only been able to find yourself. Actually, roll a. Ooh, it's a good one. Roll a wit.
Gun.
Colt.
Dang. Oh boy. That's a mental skill, so I'm -3. Nope.
Yeah, you were never able to happen upon
It's not my show.
your show. You were able to happen upon this one with like cowboys, and that was the one that you've been in already. You were able to happen upon this one about pirates or something, and like a sea. It's something about parsing. Some of the words.
I stopped watching that at Pirate.
Yeah, that one wasn't fun. The main character was hilarious though. There's just everything you can think of. It's like a human version of something with some kind of crazy, unreal, not even fun twist. Just like, what twist? Like one of them's like, let's take humans and make their hearts gloves, and so there's just people seizing all over the ground. That's it. But yeah, this place is crowded as fuck, so it's really easy to get in. But you figured it out. Anyway, any other thing you want to do? I'll let you do one other thing.
Okay, so they've been talking about these shows and what's going on. So have I overheard then?
Anything about your thing?
Like
anything about Polar, basically?
Yeah, anything about Polar. Just eavesdropping.
Yeah, roll a percent.
Do I get to add my...
Yes.
Yes.
Trained observer.
Gotta remember all these rolls again.
Yeah, right?
I re-roll some of those.
Alright.
Wait.
Drop everything.
Put it down!
Put the gun down.
3 success.
Okay, you... Sorry, give me a second. You listen, and eventually you finally hear, and you did hear one thing. Remember I said it earlier where they're like, that show, his opus is the wackiest. I guess that was vague, never mind. You wouldn't have realized that was what they were talking about. But yeah, eventually you hear, yeah. Apparently, and this is like a coffee mug with like tendrils coming out of it, and it seems to like walk. It just consistently walks in circles in the same circle. It looks like it's actually in a perfect like circle. The coffee mug.
Does it start forming a rut?
Yes, and and it's talking to a tree that is somehow just not a tree, and that's the best way to describe it.
It's been 5 months, so I'm starting to get used to these weird things, right?
Yeah, you've seen some of these are repeats.
Okay.
The tree is a little suspicious. You've seen the mugs. The mugs are
I
no
see
big
that
deal.
mug. That mug's common.
Yeah, the mugs are whatever. It's like common break room shit. But yeah, the mug who's drinking itself is he's like yeah, and then near like the beginning, 2 of them left, and the tree shakes a little bit, and it just ruffles. And then the squid mug is like, yeah, and that one Barbara, yes, BB, she immediately gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know how she got past security. Have you seen those things? By the way, I'll link you some stuff, because I do have a few drawings of what they look like, the things here. But yeah, I don't know how the Guardians didn't catch her sleep. That doesn't even make sense. I've seen so many people try and just get eviscerated. And then, what? Dorian? The mug is like running in circles, really. And the tree's ruffling. But not interrupting.
Fingers say cool things. Say
They
good
don't
things.
interrupt. Yeah.
I need it.
That guy just gone. Again, they're both of them just disappeared. I don't know if they left. They didn't leave together because one of them left after the other one. And the tree just like lets off an aura that like all the other things in the room faint. And the mug goes, I know, right? And they were just gone. And the rest of them were just there by themselves. For the tentacle does quotes 5 months and then it explodes. And then the tree. Yes, of course. And then the tree, it de-roots from the ground and it starts crawling on roots and it just leaves the break room.
I guess I'm looking for them then.
And
hang out with BB, who knows?
Sorry, I just saw Rascal. Is that what you make your goal for the rest of the 5 months? What, to find them or to leave?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to figure where. I don't know actually. I do kind of like leaving. What better alley out than my entire team got taken by items? Can I go home now?
By items? Some of them are alive.
Look, I'm not dealing with coffee mugs that explode.
You saw a crocodile with feet walking by playing chess.
That's right, I'm just gonna tell them that and they'll be like, okay, you get to retire for life now, Dorian. That crocodile had feet.
What do you do, Dorian? You have monks. You don't know you have monks, but you know. In fact, you think you might die tomorrow.
How's my hand thing doing?
Dorian, you've noticed that the color has risen all the way up to your shoulders.
I haven't even been killing anyone! Hands!
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 You finished your list, didn't you, Dorian?
Did I? I thought we were still here.
No, you didn't, I'm kidding.
God! What is this? What are you doing here? He probably spends like the first 3 months trying to figure out where they are, and if he fails, he starts looking for a way out.
Alright. Eventually, after 5 months, you find yourself into the most optimal position, Dorian. You find yourself into the director's office, which, by the way, a name you've heard plenty of. You know exactly who's who. You recognize who the big kahunas is. That image is not to you. This creature is the director. And finding your way into here probably took that. So, how many times you like barely failed at like, or not? You barely like didn't get noticed. You noticed. The lucky thing is because everyone realized that he was out. No one. You had much less risk. But it seems like when you finally made it in here, that's as soon as the beginning of this session started, when he woke up and was like, "Yeah, that's the song from the first season." And you're like, "What?" And then you were here during this entire conversation.
Oh, great.
And as soon as his assistant is telling him, "I don't know where he is. He's probably gone." He says, so the assistant's blabbering. So he's probably dead. What BB is, we got so many problems. Sorry. And he holds his hand up, and another hand comes out, and it's another hand holding it. And you hear and you see the lights glowing where his eyes are, and usually like you've seen him talk before, and the words appear by said. You remember everything. You remember all the different of these. And as he's putting his hand up, you just hear like the smallest crack sound. It's like that sound when you crack your hands. As the eyes slowly turn towards you, Dorian. your perfect hiding spot. Where are you hiding, Dorian?
Perfect spot, but slightly behind one of these cabinets.
Alright, you're hiding slightly behind one of the cabinets. And this is after the assistant is done. We can't find him, we don't know where he is. And he goes, well, that wasn't hard. I guess I found him. And he points at you with his third hand that comes out. And he gets up out of his chair, and as he stands up, the chair doesn't move, he just kind of morphs around it, but it looks like he's standing up. And he slowly moves,
Alright, come out of my hiding spot, hands up, alright.
No, wait. You're terrified with fear, Dorian, for a second. Actually, you know what? You're not terrified with fear.
Yeah, I've been seeing cups explode.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever the heck that crane was. You got anything on that crane, buddy?
That one, like, literally fucked you up for the next 5 months. The crane was the worst thing to start on. Alright, so you come out with your hands up while he's standing. And he walks up to you.
So they're like half up. I'm only being part of the end of this.
Yeah, of course. And he kind of like leans in and says, well, how did you get in here?
I used the door.
Ah.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. You know, I forgot I left that door open. And Dorian, as if in a cartoon, you fall through a door.
Huh.
And as you're falling, you know that episode of SpongeBob? The Flying Dutchman one?
The one where they just went to the perfume shop, right?
Where Squidward starts falling through like hell.
Yeah, that's shipped over the perfume shop, right?
Yeah, no. And so, like, you fall and you just hear screaming and crying and pain sounds, and you feel yourself getting cut and ripped and torn just constantly. Like, things are just, you don't know what, you don't see it, you're just feeling it. Like, something bit you, scratched, ripped, teared you, and you feel, it's, the pain is immense, and every time you feel it, you notice that part of your body is, you know, without nerves, you don't feel pain. But for some reason, it seems like they keep getting hit in the same place and you're still able to feel pain. And it feels like it takes you hours as you're falling through here. This is miserable. This is literally the worst experience of your life physically. I don't know mentally. You've had so many mentally, Dorian, it's up to you. This is the worst thing physically, though. And eventually you fall into a big purplish void. It feels like it looks exactly like the material of the creature you've seen before, but it's all around like this like fluid mass, and you're just kind of in it. You're torn apart and you're shredded, alone, and you can cry if you want. I'm so sorry. I just abused Dorian in this game.
He's a very abusable character.
Yeah.
I think he's past the point of tears.
Oh my god. And... Second.
Won't you spare me over another? But what is this that I can't see?
Dorian, it's just the worst. Everything is the worst.
It is terrible.
You can't even die. You just want to die.
Can't even die, right?
Okay.
Is it just the murky liquid sky?
Yes, and ground is like when you walk puddly, but it's like thick. It's a little bit of a thick puddle. And it's fine. You don't have to do anything right now. I'm trying to find a song. Alright, this is a perfect one. Alright, Alright, perfect. And so, Dorian, you look at what, I don't know what you think this thing is. Is it the face of God? Is it the devil himself? Is it you in a reflection? Is it your punishment for the way you've acted your whole life? That's up to you. As you see two massive eyes, glowing fire flame, very familiar, appear. As he's and as they appear, it seems like big. There's more activity in the space, so the liquid starts bubbling, and some like bumps and spikes start coming out. Well, now, Dorian, I hope you enjoyed your complimentary tour. You know, I'm not sure when we started giving those out, but how about you tell me all about your experience? You tell me everything that happened. The eyes are massive. It feels like you're being frozen and burned at the same time. Right side, one from the left.
He kind of slowly raises his head. He's like, or what?
One of the eyes does a cartoonish, like, squint, and the other one raises, like, kind of makes a raised eyebrow face.
You just saw me through. What are you gonna do now? You pulled out your best stop. What are you gonna do?
Doesn't say anything for a second. You have a family, right?
No.
Dorian, I know everything about you. It's my job. If I've broken the man, I know there's another one in there I can destroy.
Okay.
So how about you tell me everything? I don't know how long you've been here, but I'm assuming 5 months. A dose.
So you want me to start beginning of the 5 months?
Yeah. Sure. Tell me everything. And that seat is up behind you. And you're kind of like knocked into it.
Okay. Fine. We'll start from the beginning. Alright? And he'll begin slowly explaining what he's done.
And nothing happens as you're telling it, Dorian. These eyes are just watching you. You feel although there are just big bright lights, you can feel them actually viewing you. Like you're the focus of this, and this terrible, uncomfortable. It's not even about it being pain anymore. It's not existing. This isn't existence. This is pain. So you tell him.
This is the tension he doesn't want.
Yes, it's you could cut the tension with a butter knife. You feel like if you make one single rung, he'll find a way not to break you, but to break everything. And then by the time you're done telling Dorian, what's your state like? What are you looking like?
He's kind of eyes darting between the two globes, trying to measure them. Well, you know, figure out what their intentions are, because
you want to roll empathy?
The stakes just got worse.
You want to roll empathy?
Oh boy, sure.
So you notice throughout the conversation, it actually seems to lose attention on. It's very hard. It's a very subtle thing, but it's like you're so zoomed in on it. That's the only thing you're worried about. That like you see the eyes kind of, they don't glaze because it's hard to see them glaze, but they kind of lift up a little bit and then come back down. It's very subtle, and it doesn't seem like it's an aggressive look. It's just calculated and slightly proud look of getting the information out of you. It doesn't look like I'm about to murder this bitch, basically.
Okay.
And after you're done telling it, like I mean more so in the sense of how are you doing, Dorian? Are you like tired? Are you angry? Are you?
Split on terrified.
Perfect.
Because he could care less what's going to happen to him, but new measures are out there.
Yeah. And after you're done telling it,
there's a line of desperation in there.
Beautiful. What do you do after you're done?
But he'll just, finish up and wait to see what they're going to do next. Kind of look around, see if there's anywhere he could possibly dart to, but he already knows there isn't.
Alright, he finishes up. I appreciate you being so helpful, Dorian. The audience claps. Give him a hand, give him a hand. You know, I appreciate you telling me everything. And just because of that, I think I'm gonna give you a pass. I'll give you daughter. So you're out of your ex-wife, but I'm not gonna kill her now, no reason. I'll give you all a pass. Because I don't really care about it. So how about we get things back on track? Besides, I don't... Where I keep this up. We'll fast track things. We'll finish it off. But I think before that, I'm going to give you one last complimentary parting gift for your tour. How does that sound?
That's fine, that's fine.
That's good, and you're pulled straight down through the ground. Slowly, and you can feel your feet getting that kind of scratchy, tearing, painful feeling from the fall from before. So you know what's coming, but it's like quicksand. It's slowly dragging down, and the lights from the eyes slowly dim out. As you're teared down through that hell, for before what felt like hours, this feels like days.
Feels like what? Sorry, cut.
Feels like days.
Ugh.
And after that, you're torn through there. After that, everyone wakes up after beautiful last mission. You know, they finished the mission with what's his name, Johnny. They got all that information. They're good to go. Everyone is a little uncomfortable though. They don't know why. None of you know why. But Dorian, you especially, so you have nightmares days after this mission. You have nightmares about all of the things that happen. They feel like nightmares. They don't feel real. They don't make sense. They can't be. They're just nightmares. They're not continuous even. You have this one about a crane splits, tears apart. You have this one about being torn apart and shredded. You have this one about being forced to talk about something. You don't even know what it was. And out of the corner of your eye, you always feel like you're seeing something when you're awake. You don't know if it's stress. You don't know if you're tired. It doesn't matter if you're sleeping, because even when you're awake, you see something out of the corner of your eye, Dory. Everyone else feels a little bit more paranoid too. They're just evil. This isn't normal. Things aren't normal. You don't know if it's because of things getting tense. You have no idea what it is. You don't remember any of this that we just went through. But you know something is off. You don't know if it's because of Guardians. You don't know if it's because what just happened with Donnie. You just things have always been wrong, but now things are especially wrong. They're for sure wrong. They're double wrong.
Inexplicably wrong.
They're inexplicably wrong, exactly. And you just know from here on it's gonna get rough. Yeah, session.
Nice.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. No, I like that. That was a really nice way to make up for the hiatus.
Thank
I
you.
have pictures to draw.
I'm so sorry. I just abused Ori.
Abuse him more.
He's just the most capable of doing the things that would happen in that sense. Because you're not gonna hack your way or punch and dad your way or like this is only gonna work if you're stealthy. So he was the only one that could do it.
I just love the Raymond bit where he's just fucking so dark and gritty.
That was really well done, Jordan.
Very well.
I know. When you went into the monologue, it was so good.
The big sleep.
The big sleep.
I was just waiting for you to whip out the true.
I still loved Eric's. I mean.
What did you think I was gonna say?
I didn't plan any of that. I didn't plan half the session.
You can't make the moment where he's hacking and expect him not to say that when you ask me what do you say.
I'm just proud of you. That's all that matters.
Does Patience have like an inexplicable feeling, like a sense of loss?
Yes.
Because he no longer has his 43 children.
Oh, you feel loss. You feel lost. It's a familiar feeling. And you know what? Let's go through all of them. You feel lost. It's a familiar feeling. You know it because you've lost so many people you love. God damn it! You just have depressing backstories. But it's not. It's like a new loss, as if something new happened, but you didn't lose anything. Eric, you feel like you had something. You definitely had something, and it was taken from you, but you don't know what it is, and you want it back, and you worked so hard. Maybe, but you had nothing. There's nothing there.
Maybe.
If he feels like he's had something, then he's had something. Damn it.
But it's there's literally no, even in your mind, explanation. You can't even justify to yourself why you feel like. Raymond, you feel like you had broken, and you had finally decided what to do, but you can't remember what it was. And then you're also still feeling like you're like, I did break, right? I broke down and I recovered from it. Is that who I am now? No. I'm still at the edge. I haven't broken yet. I still have time. That's where you feel.
Great. I'm even worse now.
Yes. And then I already said how Dorian's fucked.
Yep.
Every respect.
Did I say everyone?
Jackie, but she's not here right now.
Okay, yeah. So Jackie. Jackie just was a bot chat or something. That's what everyone said.
Also, so are we just like waking up from something?
Yeah, you just woke up from the night.
Because
night.
I'm just waking up. They may all get a big power hug from Dorian,
Oh,
That's fine.
who hasn't seen them in 5 months.
oh no.
It feels like that, Dorian, but it's only been a night. That was weird.
They're still getting it. He's having a rough time.
I think.
He will not explain why.
Well, like, because I assume Dorian and Patience are still roommates, right?
I think so. Yeah, we never changed.
'Cause I don't think any sleeping things have changed yet.
No.
So
Unless they're occasionally wiggling off to the lady friends' places.
probably.
I mean that's yeah. I mean you guys probably stay with them most of the time,
Right.
but that's up to you.
Not to mention that Dorian's most likely shifted a lot of his quote-unquote sleeping schedule to the piano room.
That's fair enough. And if Patience is allowed to, he'd probably be shifting closer to where Daisy is. So.
It is permitted.
Yeah, and things are fuck, guys. I like how
Just a
Andrea
little
put it as inexplicably. It's just inexplicable. It's not the same as before. Before it was like, I think I know that this is fucked, but no. But it's like, especially Dorian, it's like, basically to describe it in an out-of-character meta way, you have been given a little more than everyone else.
Well, it's like, it would be like waking up from a very
Real dream.
a
kind
very
of.
Exactly.
real dream. Except Dorian like knows, like it wasn't really a dream for him, it was real. Whereas for everyone else, like we all feel like we just had a dream or had something, but we can't remember what it was. Right? Something like that.
That's exactly right. You can feel free to update the relationship charts.
I have a question to ask about Dorian.
Yes.
So, would this make him cry now? Because you said he was beyond the point of crying.
Yeah, honestly, on waking up, there might be actual tears.
Okay, cool. Because I might have something to draw later.
Should I roll like an odd or even if Patience is home?
Yeah, that's not a bad call.
Okay, we'll do odd, he's there.
Nice. Also, I have now
He's there.
pinpointed what the problem is.
What?
You sure?
Yes. I can't be on computer Discord when talking in Polar.
Huh.
Thing.
Because I am now on my phone, and it's fine.
Are you using the browser or the
I'm using the application.
Okay. Because I know I used to use the browser and I'd cut out a lot then.
Yeah.
Alright, Dorian, let me
Just
draw some
sounds like
stuff.
Discord is fucky.
Let me show you some stuff. This is not new
Except
art,
on my phone.
but this has always been there in the background. These are some of the things that you saw.
So on waking, Patience will, I mean, he'll be super like, well, okay, but like with that weird lingering feeling of loss, like he's gonna be worried like immediately that did someone die that he didn't know about?
That's literally what it's gonna be. It's you feel like it might be foreboding. Is that what that is?
Something like that, like the pit in your stomach. But he gave Dorian a hug. I mean, he already
My
knows,
sense of wonder, Patience.
right? He's already having such a hard time, right? Is this loss? Because he already knows that Dorian's having a hard time. I made that empathy.
Alright, so for context, Tori, first one, those are the guards that they talk about. They're kind of polygonically moving. Sometimes you just see them kill things.
I can't believe they politically move.
I was Republican yesterday, but today I'm Democratic.
Who knows where I'll be tomorrow?
You saw a group of people around around the glass balance dancing, and then there was like explosions and sparkles and clouds and lightning. There was a bunch of effects.
Is the last one what I saw at the end?
No, this last one is just occasionally the sky would look at you. You would see that. Yeah, it was very brief, but and especially when you went into some of the stages, the sets, you would see for a brief second this thing would appear, and then like the background would change. And then this was the tall boy, the one with the bug. That was the tall boy. The big shadowy. There's a lot of shadowy creatures here.
Mm-hmm.
How are you showing her?
They're all in art. I just
Yeah, they're in art.
Oh, okay.
You know that Dorian's just gonna stop occasionally during the day and look up at the sky now.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes you just roll for me when you do that.
Oh no, what?
Oh.
Just whenever you decide to look up at the sky, just remind me that you roll. God, Dorian's is gonna be a. Doesn't matter how this campaign ends. Dorian is lost.
God damn.
This is a broken boy.
Finally, Eric can have somebody who definitely understands what true paranoia feels like.
It is kind of hard to explain, isn't it? I hope it made sense, though. That's all that really matters.
This is a really good way to summarize and get everything back in motion.
Yeah, I'm glad because like yeah, we were trying to decide because we were like, well, we'll just throw the plot at them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had some pretty good ideas about it anyway, so.
That's literally what I told Shark. I was like, well, I'm pretty sure most of them.
Yeah.
So we decided to just like cold open on it. Dorian, what did you learn? Just Dorian.
Yep, he's the only one that remembered.
Silent crying.
Silent crying. Shark, do me a favor and write a synopsis. And then I'll give everyone fucking 4 experience except for Dorian, because Dorian did a little more.
Yay! See that you get experience for crying, guys.
Every tear is worth 100th of an experience point.
Oh.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
crying, everybody.
I'm gonna be a Bree and Reach. Does my monologue get to be?
Are you reaching for experience for the monologue?
I gotta be a Bree.
Yeah, you're right. You are reaching.
I mean, I had 105 children, so.
I love how.
And Eric had a girlfriend.
No. It wasn't a girlfriend. It was just a. It was a sexy assistant.
That's right. That's right.
That's it.
It was one-sided pining.
Can can patients get a EXP for passing on his genes successfully? For starting a new generation.
A new generation of young patients.
I mean, you're acting like you never had any children before.
Yeah, but you killed them.
That's
Oh.
no!
Oh,
You're terrible.
That feels bad,
I'm
dude.
just saying, that's an achievement, guy.
So mean to me. It's gonna look at Daisy and feel like they had something really special. And they
Yeah,
still have
that's-
something
you're right,
special, but
But it's not the same.
Anymore, babe.
She's just Daisy's just there. It's she's like he's like I don't want none of this casual shit. He starts crying.
I want something serious.
We gotta crank this up to 11 now.
except I wonder if if everyone was under the same thing.
Hmm?
Like it wasn't just our characters. Like if all the rural
Oh, yeah.
cast.
It's a good question. Too bad Dorian's rolls are trash.
Oh no! Talk to Subway Man. Maybe he knows.
Maybe.
I'd love to talk to Subway Man. No, I wouldn't. I don't trust anyone anymore.
That was good.
Yay! I'm glad it was good.
Very
Guys,
good.
we should go post them.
You can do whatever you want. That's what Abroad did.
Did I go post them?
Yeah.